I know.
That's exactly it, right? Nobody's talking about
hang on. Rightfully so.
He has
to keep it like that.
While I would respectfully disagree with Dan's comments about RPK playing phenomenally, I think he has been gradually getting better, though. I think Smiths is someone who's showing improvement coming into this major.
I mean, like Drake said, you start at the bottom, and now the whole team here.
Anyway, look, we're not really going to have any time to get into Smiths. Hopefully we'll have to do it in post. 90-second warning is in. Dan, if you can give me a quick prediction, please.
Okay, so this is going to be actually a mix of heart and statistics. Okay, just mostly heart, because usually I just go with statistics. That's like kind of analytic kind of perspective.
Let's make it
planning character.
So
rubbish one with
I'm actually going to go like 16-13 for Titan. I think they're actually going to give Virtus.Pro a good showing here, and I'm going on.
He's picking Titan.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
16
if Titan lose, crucify this man.
Guys.
I'll
can I
take
get
it
your
quickly.
prediction, please?
Gonna keep it short and sweet. Virtus.Pro 16-10.
Duncan,
VP are going to get into Smiths right now.
prediction?
VP going to wreck that ass.
Right, okay, thanks very much for your thoughts, gentlemen. We're going to find out whether our predictions are true. Dan with the heart and Duncan with another part of the anatomy. We're going to go over it. It is Virtus.Pro versus Titan. Take it away, boys.
I'm just barely getting my breath back after that. Thank you, Thorin. But yes, of course, the NA duo, Moses, it's been a while.
It has been, and I'm so happy. I'm in my happy place now.
I'm really glad they put your bald head in front of me just so it's highlighted more. I had to get a ball joke in like the first 30 seconds.
I'm glad you brought it up just to highlight it even more.
Had to happen. We wouldn't be us without it. But here we go. I mean, this is a great game. This is one of the best games on the docket today, I would say. I mean, we had Liquid Nip. That had some high potential this morning. Yep. We've got another one coming up after this. Envious Na'Vi, which is going to be really solid. But this particular game, obviously as well, the LG beating Fnatic is huge. But this game, when looking at the paper in the morning and the schedule, this was one that we all looked at and thought could be excellent. And Titan has definitely improved massively. But Virtus.Pro, it's Train.
Yeah, this is a really, really tall task. If this wasn't even billed as a potential, I mean, you have to consider Titan beating VP as an upset. But on Train, it's an even bigger one. And look at this. I mean, you got to hope that Existence has something to pull out of the bag. Somewhere deep in his playbook, he's got something planned.
It's a very passive hold on the B site, considering it's a pistol round as well. So they're going to give that up. They're going to give quite a bit of space, but they'll play the retake game with rotations. And just while we're on that subject of the B site and Virtus.Pro on CT, watch Taz. He's insane on this map in this position, but farther back this time. Neo getting the first kill, still with that USB. He's going to follow it up as well. A double headshot for him. Single clicks, single kills. Bomb still gets in a position where it will be planted. That's crucial, remember, because it does give the terrorists an opportunity if they save in the next round to buy regardless. In the third, rather, to buy in the third regardless if they win this or not, and it looks as though they may not, because it's down to just Shocks. 1 on 5. There's no kit, but there's lots of time to go ahead for the defuse. Neo does have one, but he's not the one that's on top of it right now, so they'll go for the 10-second. They'll get it regardless, and Taz just holds Shocks out of position. He'll stay alive, but again, it's Virtus.Pro to start it off 1-0.
Yeah, that was a pretty lackluster pistol round from out of Titan. I mean, just coming down that lower ramp, no smokes. That had to have been something countered. Maybe they saw some demos and noticed that VP maybe likes playing in the site on these pistol rounds and thought they could just sneak in, but I mean, Neo far back, that just the freedom to take those shots. You give that to Neo, he's going to take advantage, and he did. 2 kills, and Shocks is just sitting up there. He has a molly just to lay diffuses a little bit longer if it comes down to a 1-on-2 or something, but I mean, there's nothing you can do when your teammate gets annihilated like that. So it is going to be a third round buy with that plant. No armor invested, just some upgraded pistols, and quickly towards the inner bomb site.
And now Taz is playing a little more forward with that P9. Look at Snacks already. He's another one on this map that he's so good. Snacks, we know he can get behind teams, and he's already showing how fast he can do it. He was on them before they got to the ramp. That's very impressive, and watch him to the ladder room as well. If he's one that's not as consistent as Taz, but when he gets rolling as well on this map, that's when you get a 2-pronged approach on defense.
Yeah, he has such a good game sense that he finds those flanks. He finds those good plays. It's also, you know, he knows when to push through smokes. We all know how sneaky he can be, but you could see even yesterday, Team Liquid playing against him, they had so much respect, staying far back, watching that flank at all times. And now here's that third round buy. 1 smoke on the entire Titan side. That's on Existence. Not a whole lot of tactics available to him with this kind of a buy, but look at Snacks. Aggressive with the MP9. He gets punished. He gets traded off, though. Taz picks up Smiths in return, down to 19 HP.
And they knew that they were going to have the AKs out. They knew it was a full save in the second. Again, that bomb plant, we talked about it. And they would obviously know it as well. So the MP9 going in aggressively, the SMGs gets information, and fortunately, in this case, they get the trade. So that stabilizes it early. It still does mean that the gun advantage is in the favor of Titan right now with the 4 AKs, but they're going to slow things down. And Bialy, oh, not able to hit that shot. This becomes problematic, but he does take down Scream, who's low on HP, looking for the second one as well. And that will drop the bomb. This is a good play from Virtus.Pro, and with the early buy, it means that they could potentially go to 4-0 here. before there will be a response. That was quite effective as well. 4 players staying alive.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? Very little damage done by Titan in that round. And Bialy, he just so precise, holds that really small angle. Scream is already low HP, but they don't have the utility to flush him out with that 3rd round buy. No Molotovs, no nades, very light on flashbangs to just force him into an uncomfortable position. He could just chill, grab some easy kills.
This is, I mean, I know it's early, and we haven't seen much guns come out for Titan. Obviously, that round they did, but this is showing signs of a very hard half for them because Virtus.Pro is getting very aggressive on their CT. And their T as well. It's no joke either. They're one of the teams that sort of recreated the meta of using this position right here, Ivy. Their smokes on Ivy are brilliant, so we'll have to watch for that as well. I mean, this is entirely an uphill battle for Titan on this map. And here we go, Taz playing forward again in B. A little slower pace with these pistols this time for Titan.
Yeah, nothing to use whatsoever, so they're just playing far back, waiting for some kind of aggression. Snacks with the SMG, he's the one who's going to oblige them, push up towards connector, but hiding behind the wall, just a tricky spot. All of Titan spread out, hoping that they can find one kill that'll open something up for their teammates, but there's really not enough options available to them. Everywhere they go, it's going to be long-range battles against the rifles.
And I like that they haven't even bothered to upgrade on Snacks because they know he can just build his economy. And here we go. It's just a slaughter. They walk in. Neo 1, Taz 2, Snacks 3, 4 total, I guess, because Taz, managed to pick up 2 himself. And leaves Shocks. He's going to lurk around. Potentially be the wolf in the lamb's wool, but it's not going to work out. Okay, does actually get Bialy. As much as he's going to get spotted up instantly, but a brilliant shot from him is able to pick up an M4, but does he overextend here? Overstay is welcome. The problem is that they've got players on all sides, so even if he thinks about saving this M4, he's going to have to do battle to do so, and Shox' aim is at least with him today. Snacks, he couldn't close that out, and he gets dinked down to 12 HP as well. Shox is looking quite good here. I know it's a round that looks to be gone in a way, but somehow he pulls this back to a 1-on-2 and at least makes it economically sound for Titan.
Yeah, you can see that Shox is in rare form. Those are 3 beautiful kills from him, just instant headshots all around. Even that dink that doesn't finish Snacks off immediately. But if he's getting some help from his teammates, you can see the kind of play he's going to bring to the table here. Either way, Titans, they've got to find something that they can do early on in these rounds, something they can open up, because you're right, Virtus.Pro on the CT side, they get so aggressive and they can shut down those choke points. It's very, very hard to execute anything you want to against this team.
And the crazy part about those 3 kills from Shox, those 3 kills are 3 of the 4 kills total that Titan have so far in this match.
Yeah, very weak opening so far for Titan. 4-0 in the All-Gone Neo. He's brought that back, and he brought it up yesterday. He had it against Liquid over on Cabo when they play. We thought it might have been a misbuy, but apparently he's back in love with the weapon.
New meta. Old meta, new meta.
It's gonna show us something.
Regurgitated meta. Here it is. We'll see what he can do in this position. It's not a bad one to be in, actually, because this is a position where he's going to have to put a lot of bullets toward that ramp, but he still has the distance to cover off both angles with it. Snacks playing more passively this time, where he's on the AWP out toward ladder, so not going to see a flank this time. It does give RPK the chance to work down and try and exploit the outer bomb site as well, and they are setting up right now for a 3-pronged approach on that site, because out toward Ivy, we've got Shox just waiting for his teammates to make the call to go.
Look at Taz, so mobile. He comes up the ladder and he's just trying to grab some information. He's going to have a very quick flank once this execution comes in. Bialy can already kind of smell it coming. Falls back to the rear of the bomb train. And here comes that execute. Wallace smokes over at the bomb train. We'll see what Titan can grab, but Snacks is going to open things up with an AWP.
Good play as well to get above the smokes using that control room. Pasha's going to spot out Shox. They know each other's there, and Shox gets away with the duel, so his accuracy looking on form again. It's the rest of his team who need to complement it. As Bialy waits, he waits perfectly in position for Shox to show up. He'll get the trade on existence as well. He took down Neo, but there's Snacks. The op comes into play once again in the round. 2 for it, and it will be 5 for Virtus.Pro.
5 very swift rounds. Titan, no real response whatsoever. Nothing's been effective. The only thing that's been effective is Shox, who's at 4-4. 0 kills on Scream so far, 0 kills on RPK, 1 each on Smiths in existence. And the analyst has talked about the fact that you don't want to cage Shox. You want to let him do whatever you want. You can see it so far in this tactical decision by Titan right now, letting Shox play very much solo. Pistol round, he's the last one in. They want him to win the late round, and on these gun rounds, he's been solo towards the Ivy every time.
Does good damage with that nade as well, getting the timing correct. Takes massive health off 2B. Ali closes it out as well. Smith's an RPK gone, but nice shot from Existence. 2 Deagles, in fact. He gets Pasha and Bialy, and now Snacks has to play carefully from quad. He's lurked up forward toward the main connection point, but smoke behind him does mean that when they enter from hell, they've got room to work with. And Scream, now his aim comes in. He gets the second headshot onto Taz, and the round gets entirely flipped around. It's Snacks in a 1-on-3. AWP to play with, not able to hit the first shot, and that'll give away his position. Does take down Scream, but they just need to bait it out. They just need to play this carefully, not overextend. If he hits that shot, it could have been all over. He switches to the pistol. Shocks very smartly doesn't repeat that and allows his teammate to come around and bail him out. They'll get their first round.
What a round from Existence. The opening 2 kills with the Deagle are crucial. That forces the defense. It just goes to disarray. Snacks is pushed up, and that gives a pocket of opportunity for Scream. He comes right through that smoke. Taz couldn't spot him on the bomb train around the edge. He gets 2 kills for his own, and finally Titan get on the board, 1-5. But there's some teammates of Shocks coming alive here.
Well, at the start, keep in mind it also does reset a max loss bonus. They've gone double op setup. RPK with just the CZ75, but these ops are going to have to come out really, really strong early on. Good smoke toward Ivy. That'll limit one of them, at the very least. And they're committing 3 players to that Ivy position because they want to run off that opening pick. If they can find it there, they'll quickly execute. And the 2 other players are split, one at ladder and one at main.
That's a little bit scary, though, because that's a lot of time. If there's smokes, Molotovs, and Ivy, that 3 members, it's a lot of bodies for Titan that can just get locked out by a single smoke, a single Molotov. And they can't have the attention. They can't grab any kind of aggression whatsoever. And look at Bialy on top of this bomb train. Great positioning.
Does Smith check it? It is a common spot. Op does actually try and look toward it, misses out, and he comes out worse for wear. 46 HP as he's forced back toward his own spawn. And has to get a lot more passive. It's now Snacks. He's going to go ahead and ladder, or rather smoke off ladder. A second smoke out at Ivy. They're going to go, this is similar to Virtus.Pro. They'll smoke off the right, head to the left, and wrap around the back of the site. But when they do, Snacks knows it's coming because the call's made. And Pasha, he's going to lurk back through. He's going to catch off Shocks. Bialy's there for RPK, and they were perfectly positioned for that. They had all the information.
That's an absolute disaster. Great rotations by Virtus.Pro as well. As soon as those smokes came out on that side, and the call came out, they were wrapping towards CT spawn. You could see the 2 members from the inner bomb site wrapping around. They go towards CT spawn. They go together and meet on the stairs. If any kind of attack got through from Titan, they just would have been slaughtered. Either way, they didn't even get there. Virtus.Pro shuts them down.
Yeah, they are seriously broken again in terms of their buy. Snacks is going to get aggressive with his AWB, looks for the early shot, but the rush on B, they're not even going to slow this up. Although the smoke does come out and they have to, they're forced to just sit back because they know Taz loves to play so aggressively. Not only the smoke, they had the Molotov waiting, so even if they push through it, they'd run onto the fire on the ramp.
1 AWP on Smith. 2 in the last round that did absolutely nothing, so he's going to have to come up with a pick of his own. No armor on him. 4 members towards the inner bomb site. Shocks once again all on his own. He's over towards ladder room, maybe going for a flank late in the round if they can find some success to that inner bomb site. Let's me, it's all Taz. Both Taz and Neo are here, haven't moved whatsoever.
Taz is waiting with more utility as well. He's going to see that smoke come in and lob the nade up, hope it bounces far enough to do damage. It doesn't actually catch anyone. 1 damage on screen, I guess, if you want to count it for that. But RPK and Smith, they're going to find kills. Bomb goes down, and now they have a chance. They have to push forward here. They're going to send 1 player out. It's going to be RPK to try and hold off these rotations, but they haven't accounted for Neo above, who manages to get 2. Pasha gets back with 1, and suddenly the round comes back in favor of Virtus.Pro. It's down to Pasha, mind you. Does not have a kit either, and 2 players, not to mention 1 on the high side. So easy to bait out that bomb. It won't even go that far. Existence with the Tech 9 is going to get it, and Titan, with very limited economy, bail themselves out and get their second round.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That was a force buy as well. So 1 op, 1 AK, 3 upgraded pistols. Great entry by RPK, and Smith manages to pick off the rotation. Neo is making a very clever play upper ramp, smoking it off deep so he can make this kind of an angle, grab that kind of an angle onto the bomb train. But this is the crucial round now for Titan. They can get right back into this. The economy for Virtus.Pro is gone. Very, very low. No one above $250, which is on Snacks. So winning this round for Titan here would be able to close the gap. They'd have some eco rounds that they could just feast on and really ride the scoreline up.
Here we go again. Another 3 committal right now. It's out toward Ivy, and this time the utility battle isn't even coming into effect. There was a single smoke, but Shocks decided to go through it early that time, and Pasha was waiting, so a little bit careless, pays the price, does give the early pick again to Virtus.Pro. And they'll try and stabilize with this situation. They've got 2 players at the bottom of the ladder now as well from Titan's side, trying to work into A, but Taz, he gets caught off by Smith. This gives them the option to go back to B should they choose to. Bomb's still way out toward their spawn, so It's not like they can do it on the fly very quickly, but they can definitely try and get a read on what the counter-terrorists are going to have to do on this defensive split.
Taz has been very frisky at that inner bomb site, choosing to get aggressive into the mid-round. Just a couple times while Titan just punishes him there for it, so equalize things. Even though Virtus.Pro had the lead, he makes that play, gives it right back, but still, the utility's now all gone on Virtus.Pro, but they've delayed him down to about 30 seconds. This is about to be an outside execution. 2 members coming out ladder, 2 members coming up the mid connector. And Smith is going to throw just a little bit of a fake towards the inner bomb site, try and make Bialy cheat over, and he does. So does Pasha as well. Huge rotation. Snax has a big job to do with the shotgun. The first one goes down. Nicely done. Existence swings out. But there's another one. Snax with a shotgun going up huge.
Bialy to follow it up. RPK does manage at least to give himself somewhat of a chance. 1-on-2 bombs still to pick up at 10 seconds. There's no way this round is even going to work out for him. He needs to die now if he's going to, but he's got it to a 1-on-1. So now Bialy can't force the issue. He can't overcommit to this. 2 seconds, 1 second, it's all done. But does Bialy kill him afterwards? No, RPK. That's a big kill to get despite the time was gone.
That's brutal. Everything that Titan wanted went exactly their way. It's just that shotgun from Snax. He was up close that entire round, just hiding behind the smoke. So well done, and there's Pasha, gets that opening kill towards Ivy. They haven't had a lot of success towards Ivy whatsoever this half so far, except for that 1 round existence with the Deagle. That was their one lone victory in Ivy.
Yeah, and an individual play, you can't rely on as much. It's got to be tactical as well, and that's been shut down. Like we say, Virtus.Pro, they've essentially created that meta, or reinvented that meta on this map, so they know exactly how you're going to play it against them. It seems as though they've been aware. Bialy is fired on one side, smoked on the other. That allows Smiths to push forward. Well done as well, as he gets the headshot with the Tech 9. But look, it snacks the knife on Smiths as well. Big money gained. And it's going to be Pasha to follow it up. Existence did at least get Taz, but it's Scream 1-on-3. Headshot machine, if there was ever a time. It's got to be right now. He knows Snacks is in that control room. He spots Neil, but the accuracy's not there this time. He can't find the spray on Snacks either, and it's just a matter of time before they coagulate on his position, and it will be 8-2 for Virtus.Pro.
Oh, Titan had him so close to resetting the money, but now, yep, there's going to be a pause out of Titan because this is a situation. That was a force buy. The 3 pistols once again, 2 rifles. They get the entry on Smith. You can see how aggressive they are. And here's that knife just coming through the smoke. Snacks ready for it. So tricky.
He's smart. When he's definitely a tactician in his own mind, and when he is on, it's so fun to watch. We've already seen him looking quick. I mean, shotgun he likes to use on this map. We've seen him pushing quick through that ladder room, and just the presence of mind to go for that knife that quickly. I think this paints a pretty good picture as well as how one-sided some of the killing has been in this particular match. A lot of green on one side, a lot of red on the other.
Definitely, and that's the thing. The analyst said, playing with fire, and this is, got to imagine there's a lot of Titan fans out there with their hands, or their head in their hands in anguish, just because they knew this was a risky pick for this to come out, to let this one through on Virtus.Pro, and it's showing here.
That's a pretty large graph on the top line there.
Relatively one-sided.
Yeah, poor Scream.
And this is the thing. Now they have to come up with a plan, because with some of these force buys they've had, with some of these 3 pistol buys, 2 rifles, you can tell they're feeling the pressure, that they feel like they have to win some of these rounds. They've still got 5 to work with. They're going to be forced onto a save here. They absolutely have to be able to afford some bigger gear into the next round to try and string some of these rounds together. But this defense from Virtus.Pro is just so suffocating on train. They can't get anything going.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, this map against a team like Virtus.Pro, that's extremely hard for any team, and Titan aren't nearly as polished on this. I mean, this is still, in some ways, I mean, they made a roster change before the last major, but they did it again here. How much time had they had on it? They liked, I know the French, when Shox was in Envious, I know the French sides liked and said that they would really enjoy Train because of smoke executions. In fact, the first person to tell me that it was a very playable map was all the way back at X Games when they talked about bringing it to the map pool. And it was MBK who said that, yeah, this should play in our favor. But the French sides haven't had what Virtus.Pro and TSM have had on this map by any means.
It just makes it easier, too, as well on Virtus.Pro when you feel like you have to go for those force buys already in this half. When they're going against so many pistols, it's just like, all right, we'll take it. You can see, even with Thomas's, they have full utility. They have full smokes, full Molotovs as well. So obviously, everything going in the way of Virtus.Pro. Titan need to come up with a game plan during this pause.
And it's a pause before a save, too, so it'll give it time to sink in, but
the scary part is Virtus.Pro's T side is just so good, too.
Yep, 100%.
Titan needs to create themselves a really big window of opportunity. They need to go off here and get at least 5 in this half, because Virtus.Pro's T side is just so dangerous.
I mean, the good news is that the last few rounds, finally the kills have started to add up slightly for Titan. So we can see it right now that the money isn't brilliant on Virtus.Pro's side. There is a chance for them to get some momentum back here before it gets, I mean, I'd already say that it's pretty much out of hand at 8 rounds already, but it could make it somewhat a respectable scoreline at half. It's $2 grand only on Neo. He's got the highest amount of money for anyone on Virtus.Pro, and that seems like a crazy prospect when you consider that 4 rounds in, we had 4 kills for Titan total. So the last few rounds have at least been more closely contested. They've got to just cross the finish line now on Titan. They are going to go a Deagle on RPK, as well as Scream. That just evens the economy, but it's essentially a save otherwise. 1 flashbang on Shocks.
Fast towards Ivy as well. 4 members. It's going to be all on Pasha. He's going to smoke things off, and he's going to get aggressive right behind it. So he might have a chance here to mow him down with this AK-47, grabbing that close angle. He's got Piali there to back him up. There's Pasha swinging out, grabs 2, able to spray down 3. A Scream just walks right into it, and Pasha's going to get the 4th as well. Beautiful hold from him.
Well done, Pasha.
It's
very solid in that position.
It's interesting that Titan chooses to take a timeout right in the round they're going to save, because they're the ones, existence is known. We call them the Titan timeouts, where they just sit and T-spawn on save rounds. They do nothing. They talk it over. They use it as a second timeout. And to have them not do that there, it's just very curious.
And he's a very tactical mind as well. I saw him before this game sitting upstairs while his team was warming up, just flipping through a notebook, all on Virtus.Pro. I mean, he had notes coming into this, so you gotta wonder. I mean, he left Train in the map pool for a reason. They must have thought they could do something, but so far not working out. This time they're gonna push Pasha, and it bites them. Finally, Shock's able to open something up early. They follow it up with the headshot on Bialy, who tried to flash his teammate out. We'll see if they can take advantage of this 2-man situation. I like this boost from Taz as well. It's unorthodox. It gets slightly above the smoke. You can spot them on the entrance to E-Box before they get near the site. The problem isn't, well, okay, he's fallen off it. I was going to say he doesn't have the support system out toward Hell, but Snacks has since rotated back. Smith's still going to try and open this up. The AWP toward the front of the site, and but peculiar that he was so slow in the reactions against Snacks, although he does survive, 10 HP, and again, with an AWP, it doesn't matter how much HP you have. It matters the angle and the shot you can get. Still a lot of damage and effectiveness to be had. As Taz will go back and address the situation that they are slowly working down that Ivy hallway, and it'll give them so much options with 2 men already dead there. They'll be able to walk, they'll be able to swarm Hell and quad toward the site. Good play from Snacks to turn back and take down Smith. Knows there's one in the smoke at ladder and he won't find it. It's going to be Taz now, who has to do something absolutely insane, but he can't do it this time. RPK gets the kill, and Titan will pick up yet another round.
Right, coming out of that pause, they do win the first gun round, but it begs the question, that push by Virtus.Pro gets completely destroyed. Shocks with those 2 opening kills, very nicely done by him, controls it well, just snaps to the corner as well. Knows there's going to be a second one coming with that push. Flashbang doesn't get him quite the way that Virtus.Pro would have wanted. Once again, one more buy out of Virtus.Pro, but they're out of money. I mean, this is another round Titan. We talked about giving themselves a window of opportunity in the second half. Winning this round, breaking the economy at this point would be that window. That could get them up towards 5.
Absolutely. We'll see what Pasha can do this time. 2 rounds ago, it was brilliant. Last round, it was a little bit of an overextension. This time, does he meet somewhere in the middle? He actually falls back on that smoke. Shocks was there trying to spray through it. A few bullet holes we can see on the wall behind Pasha, but none of them really doing much damage. Down to 74, but good play from Smith. Catching off Bialy, and he's going to go right back to make sure he's not getting pushed, because he knows Virtus.Pro's aggression, he knows their timings, and that is the type of situation where, okay, you got to kill at bottom ladder, we know you're there. They'll just push through the ramp and get him behind him.
This is a brilliant opening to the round for Titan. Probably the first time this half they've really grabbed the reins and gave themselves a good chance in the first 40 seconds of the round. They've got the opening kills. Nice pick from Smith as well with that AWP, and now you can see how spread out the defense is. Taz is being a little bit aggressive behind a smoke over near bomb train, peering towards middle. Snacks, he's now coming up to the bomb train.